The last thing that we're going to count in combinations is different poker hands. Why is it that some poker hands are worth more than others? Okay? So some strategies that we're going to use. We're going to choose let's see, how could I word this right? Choose, maybe not groups, types of cards of the same size at the same time. So in order to understand this, we'll have examples that show us this. Types of cards of the same size at the same time. We're going to choose types first. And then specific cards. Okay, these are going to be our strategies that we're going to use, and you're going to see what these strategies mean as we do a couple of examples. So example number 1. How many hands have one pair? An example of a poker hand has 5 cards with one pair, would be, say you get 2 5s and the other 3 cards are different. So 2 5s, a 2, a 3, and an 8 would be an example of a pair. Now in my statement here, I say choose types of card of the same time, of the same size at the same time. We have 1 pair and 3 singles. So the singles, I would say, are the same size. The pair is different. And so this question looks like this as a solution. Choose the types first, and then the specific cards. So if I want a pair, how many different numbers could I get a pair with? I could have a pair of 5s, a pair of 8s, a pair of 7s, a pair of kings, a pair of aces. There are 13 different types, and I just need to choose one of them because I only need 1 pair. The suits come next when you pick the specific cards. Let's say I choose 5s. How many 5s are there? 4 5s. How many ways can I have 2 5s from 4? Well, I would have 4 5s. I need to choose which 2. This combined counts all the different pairs that are possible. Pair of aces, every kind of ace combination. Pair of kings, every kind of king combination. So I choose the type first, and then which specific 2 cards I'm going to have from the 4. Then I need to have 3 single cards. Those are all the same size because they're single cards. It's not a different hand if I get the 2 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, or the 3 of diamonds, 2 of hearts, 8 of clubs. The order doesn't matter. So I need to choose those types at the same time. How many types are left? 12. Because you can't have the 5s anymore because they've already been used. And we need to choose which other 3 cards we're going to have. For example, 2, 3, and 8. How many 2s are there? 4. You need to choose one of them. How many 3s are there? 4. You need to choose one of them. How many 8s are there? 4. You need to choose one of them. There's 13 types of cards in the deck. You've already chosen one of them to be your pair. So you have to choose, there's only 12 types left. And you have to choose 3 of them because they have to be all different. Otherwise, you won't have one pair, you'd have 2 pairs. So we always choose, in choosing the pair, we choose the type first, what kind of card it's going to be. Then we look at those specific cards and find out which 2 of those specific cards we're going to have. Some people call the second part, the specific part, the suits. I think it's easier to visualize just if you think, I've got 4 5s, I need to choose 2 of them. There's 13 cards in the 13 different types in the deck. By choosing a pair, one of those types is gone. You can't have another 5 here, otherwise you'll have 3 of a kind and not a pair. So now there's 12 different kinds that are left. Like ace, like 2, a king. I can't say number because a king isn't a number. So I say types. Types, king, kinds, numbers and letters. So if someone would type this into the calculator, we'll write the number down. And then we'll look at, we're trying to count all the poker hands that have a pair in there. 2 of one kind, or 2 of one type and 3 other types or 3 other kinds. So let's look at 2 pairs. Sometimes when doing a couple of examples, you start to see the pattern when you can't see it just in one. So an example of getting 2 pairs, you could get a hand with 2 aces, 2 sevens, and a king. That would be a good poker hand. Oh, by the way, has anyone figured out the first one's number? No? I'll wait then. Okay. Well, if you just typed all that in and pushed enter, tell me the number, and if someone else verifies it. 1,098,240. Perfect. If someone types it in and gets a different answer, then we'll check it. So 2 pairs would look like this. These are the same size. This is a different size. So when choosing our pairs, we have 13 different types or kinds to start with. We need to choose which 2 kinds. I have aces and sevens. It could have been aces and queens. Which 2 kinds we're going to have. And we have to choose them at the same time because aces and sevens is not different than sevens and aces. So by choosing them at the same time, we take out the order. Because I have 2 pairs. The 3 was because I had 3 single cards. Once you choose your type, then you have to choose your specific cards. If I chose aces, well, there's 4 aces. I need to choose which 2 I'm going to have. There's 4 sevens. I need to choose which 2 I'm going to have. All of this combined, that gives us our 2 pairs. What haven't we counted yet? Our single card that goes with them. How many types are left? 11. And we just need to choose one more of them. Say you chose your kings. There's 4 kings. You need to choose which king. This would be a single card. Again, someone could type that all in. We should get less than the million that we got in the first example, because this poker hand is supposedly better than the previous poker hand. 11 choose 1 chooses your type. Let's say you chose kings. Okay? How many kings are there? 4 kings. Which specific king are you picking? That's where the 4 choose 1 comes from. Someone have the number for this one? Not yet. A little bit. Yes? No? Do you have a number? 123,552. Over a million. So this is quite a bit rare to get 2 pairs. 3 of a kind. That would be like getting 3 2s, an 8, and a jack would be an example of 3 of a kind. So your 3 of a kind is one size, and you have 2 single cards that go with it. So if we're doing our 3 of a kind first, 13 cards, choose one of them, and then if you chose 2s, there's 4 2s, you need to choose which 3 2s you're going to keep. This combined makes all the different 3 of a kinds. Then we have to choose 2 single cards to go with it. We have 12 kinds or types left. We choose 2 of them. 4 choose 1, 4 choose 1. $54,912. So there's even less 3 of a kinds than there are 2 pair. That's why 3 of a kind in poker is considered better than 2 pairs. We'll do 2 more. Do you know what a full house is in poker? No? Yes? It's like having 3 of one kind and 2 of another kind. This is actually an easier one because you have no types of the same size. So you can just do them each separately. You choose one type or one kind to be your 3 of a kind. And then you have 12 kinds left, or 12 types left. You choose one of those to be your pair. So that becomes a really good hand in poker because it is quite unlikely. Four of a kind. So you could get a really nice hand. Four aces and a king. How many hands have four of a kind? Again, they're different sizes here. So we choose which one we're going to have four of a kind, and you have to choose all four cards. $12 kinds left. Choose one of them. To be the single card to go with it. There's only 620 four of a kinds. How many royal flushes are there? There's four of them. A royal flush goes from 10 to ace in the same suit. So there's one in hearts, one in clubs, one in spades, and one in diamonds.